In the heart of the digital market, we find the truth. This is Analyzer, your edge in the market.
You know, investing can feel super complicated, right? Almost like a chore you'd rather put off. But what if I told you it really just boils down to 6 simple rules? In this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a clear, common-sense roadmap to actually growing your money. All right, let's start with a really crucial mindset shift. This quote just nails it. We so often treat investing like it's an expense, just another thing draining our bank account. But that's not how successful investors see it. Not at all. They see it for what it is, a tool. Really, it's the only tool for using the money you have right now to create more income down the road.
And that really gets to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? I mean, you work hard for your paycheck. We all do. So why does the idea of putting that money to work for you feel like just another bill to pay? It's a strange feeling, and it's exactly the thing we're going to flip on its head today. We're moving from seeing it as a cost to seeing it as an opportunity.
Okay, rule number 1. It sounds so simple, but it is absolutely crucial. Do your homework. Before you put a single penny into anything, you need to understand what you're getting into. I mean, look at the difference here. It's pretty stark. One path gets you knowledge, a clear understanding of the good and the bad. The other, well, it leaves you wide open to rumors, hype, and some really costly mistakes. It all comes down to a simple mantra. If you can't explain what it is you're investing in, you probably shouldn't be putting your money there. Just picture someone who hears a hot tip from a friend, jumps in blind, and then watches their money just disappear. That's what happens when you skip the homework.
All right, on to rule number 2. And this is a piece of wisdom that is just timeless. There is no such thing as a free lunch. And that is especially true when it comes to financial advice.
Think about it, right? You pay a doctor for their medical expertise. You pay a mechanic for their skill. Your financial future deserves that same level of professional attention. Paying for advice gets you customized plans and someone who's actually watching your portfolio. Free advice? It's usually generic, maybe a bit speculative, and then you're totally on your own. Trust me, paying a small fee for quality guidance is so much better than acting on some free tip you'll seriously regret later.
Next up, rule number 3. And this one is all about you. Before you even look at the market, you have to look in the mirror and get honest about your own tolerance for risk. So which one of these sounds like you? Are you ready to go all out with high-risk equities, which are basically just shares of a company? Or maybe you prefer the slow and steady path of low-risk fixed deposits. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle, looking for that balance between stocks and safer things like bonds. There's no right or wrong answer here, but you have to know where you're comfortable. And just as important, you need to recognize when your big goals for the future might require you to step out of that comfort zone, just a little.
Rule number 4. Now, this one might require a pretty big shift in how you handle your finances every month. You have to make investing a priority, not just an afterthought. What this really means is you've got to flip the script. Most people spend first and then see if there's anything left to save or invest. No, you have to reverse that flow. Treat your investment account like it's your most important bill. You have to pay yourself first. Start thinking of investing not as something you do with leftovers, but as the engine for your future income. It deserves that top spot in your budget.
Okay, so we've covered the internal rules. You know, your mindset, your priorities. Now we're going to turn to the outside world. To really succeed, you have to understand and defeat this invisible force that is constantly eating away at your money. And that force is inflation.
So, what is inflation? Well, to put it simply, it's that silent thief that makes the money in your wallet worth a little less every single year. That $100 that buys you a full cart of groceries today, it won't go nearly as far 10 years from now. So as an investor, you're not just trying to make money, you're in a race to outrun inflation.
So let's put a number on it to make this real. Let's say you expect inflation to be around 8% in the future. Well, that number, 8%, just became your new zero. It's the absolute minimum you have to beat. If your investments are earning anything less than that, you are effectively losing money.
Here's the best way to think about it. You're either swimming or you're sinking. If inflation is a river current moving at 8 miles per hour, and your investment returns are also 8%, you're not actually going anywhere, you're just treading water. To actually move forward, to get ahead, you have to swim faster than the current. So if inflation is 8%, you need to be aiming for 9%, 10%, or more.
And that leads us perfectly into our final and maybe one of the toughest rules. This is all about mastering your emotions when you see those scary headlines. You have to learn to ignore the market noise.
Look, the market is going to swing up and down. That is a guarantee.
The single biggest mistake new investors make is panicking when it does. So here's your game plan. First, just acknowledge it. These ups and downs are normal. They're part of a healthy economy. Second, zoom out. Stop looking at the daily charts and focus on your goal that's 10, 20, 30 years away. And finally, whatever you do, avoid the panic button. Don't sell just because things look bad for a week. Successful investing is about time in the market, not timing the market.
So let's just be clear about something. Successful investing isn't rocket science. It's not about some secret formula or complex algorithm. As these rules show, it's really all about discipline, it's about patience, and it's about applying a few common sense ideas over and over and over again.
So there you have it. We've walked through the 6 rules, from your own mindset all the way to your strategy for the market. The playbook is officially in your hands now. So the only real question left is, what's your first move?